David Jaffe is an Alyssa Mercante simp to the point where he literally just made a video called "I Think They Are Lying to You" about Alyssa Mercante. This is fresh off the heels of him having her on his show where him and Review Tech USA, who's one half of Local Tech Talk, completely looked like a couple of simps for her. One of the most divisive woke gaming journalists out there who has no ethics, in my humble opinion, that does frivolous lawsuits. And yeah, so Jaffe has been white knighting for her and going against the grain when it comes to Smash JT. Let's just watch this video. To call everybody that is critical of Alyssa Mercante a liar, that's pretty harsh. You can see he's getting ratioed 82 likes to over 180 dislikes. Let's watch.
Make it clear just how disingenuous a lot of these people are. You don't have to like me, you don't have to like Alyssa, you don't have to agree with anything we say, but it'd be nice at least if some of you guys who don't know you're being lied to, or at least being informed by people who are not informed themselves.
Okay, so right off the bat, you're being informed by people who are not informed themselves, guys. They're constantly trying to invalidate anybody that is a right-wing rage bait grifter. So just because we have a criticism on Mercante, an opinion on her, some kind of reaction towards something that she might have said or done, we're not informed. That's how these guys operate. You have to be informed of what? Their side of the story, because their side, Mercante side, Jaffe's side, even Review Tech USA side, is the only correct side. And if you dare say anything against it, you're a liar. You're a grifter. You're a rage baiter. You guys that are watching this have no common sense to think for yourselves. According to them, that's why it's a grift. They think that you're unintelligent. They think that you're trailer park trash who can't form opinions for yourselves. This is a guy who has kids that have transitioned. This guy is part of the woke mind virus. I'm sure at some point he was a good guy, but he's lost his way. If you watch his channel, he's constantly getting destroyed in the comments. I mean, not too long ago, he said some pretty sexist things about Vera Dark, and they were pearl clutching about me and Smash and whoever's super chat saying sexually charged things against Mercante. Meanwhile, this guy was asking her what an Eiffel Tower was, and he actually on record said, "I would fuck you if you didn't hate Jews." But I was the one that sexually harassed her. So weird. And they platformed this guy on Local Tech Talk.
It would be nice to share that data with you and do with that what you want.
She went on a live stream with none other than David Jaffe. She went on a rant, she went on rambles, and well, she has made herself look extremely bad, and she accidentally destroyed her own lawsuit. So this is a Smash JT article.
So real quick, that was Vera Dark. Shout out to Vera Dark. She was talking about the recap of Mercante being on Jaffe's podcast, where she essentially admitted that she was a sex worker, a cam girl who digitally stripped, which was one of the reasons why she was suing Smash. She claimed that he was slandering her, defaming her by calling her that. She literally basically just like ruined a whole bunch of argument to her lawsuit against Smash JT. She made herself look like a fool. Review Tech made himself look like a fool. And again, the only reason why Jaffe didn't look like a woke idiot on Local Tech Talk is because he was held to a leash. I believe Jay didn't want any kind of politics, no drama. So that's also why Rich looked like he was bored to death, because Rich just thrives on drama. So does Jaffe. They were held to a leash. And of course, Jaffe can't help himself, which is why literally the next morning he makes this video white knighting for Mercante, who's one of the most, in my opinion, vile, unethical, woke journalists out there. Super divisive. If you Google her, you'll see all of the patterns of her bad behavior. You'll just see how evil of a person she is. This is who this guy's sticking up for. I'll allow you guys to look up and think for yourselves. My opinion is mine. But, I mean, the track record's there. The common denominator's there, right? And guess what? Review Tech USA is also running damage control for Mercante lately and sucking up to her and pandering to her because he has derangement of right-wing rage bait grifters like myself and Smash.
Last couple of days since Alyssa came on my show, I've seen a number of this sort of thing on the internet. Alyssa Mercante destroyed her lawsuit. She accidentally destroyed her lawsuit, caught in a huge lie. Mercante quits X, destroys lawsuit versus...
She did leave X. Well, for like a day. She went protected, left X, saying she literally herself said she had to get off of X because of her lawsuit. So who's lying?
Is the Smash, what's his name? Jet, whatever, the Smash guy. I'm not a...
You gotta love how this dude pretends he doesn't know who Smash JT is. I can't believe this guy worked on God of War. And the only reason why Tech Talk wasn't bombarded with negativity is because it was subscriber mode only, and then it became members only chat. That's hands down why.
A lawyer, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think I have read the lawsuit. Here it is right here. If you're curious, what a lot of people are pointing to, well, there's two things they're pointing to, saying, see, you caught yourself in a lie, blah, blah, blah.
He's only going to point out two things in the entire lawsuit, and here's the killer. He's not going to read the whole fucking thing, and on top of that, he's not going to talk about what she's done, because this lawsuit is incredibly frivolous. It doesn't touch base on the fact that she contacted Smash's wife. It doesn't touch base that Smash was doxxed. He's not going to give any kind of neutral take on Alyssa Mercante at all. This guy's in bed with her. He's deep in with her. He literally said on the podcast, I would fuck you if you didn't hate Jews.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would. Defamation suit that she's filed against the Smash guy. What she is saying is that he defamed her, said things like she was a prostitute and she took money for sex, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the main crux of it.
So again, you can see he's just skimming through it. He's only heard her side of the story. This guy that is calling anybody that is critical about this lawsuit or critical of Alyssa Mercante, he's only listened to her side of the story. 100%.
There's a whole backlog in this, which is really interesting, reading about what this Smash guy was doing before he kind of became this sort of internet personality and what she's done, blah, blah. Do with that what you want. It's kind of... interesting. I haven't read a lot of lawsuits, but I've read enough to know that this one is written in a way that's like, oh, it's pretty clear to understand what's going on here.
It's not pretty clear. That's why it's a frivolous lawsuit. It's not pretty clear. Again, he's only heard her side of the story.
On page 22, section C, paragraph 92, that's the guy's name, Smash JT. Oh, I see. Smash JT, right, is Jeff Tarzia. Crosses the...
By the way, which this whole document doxed Smash's info, but redacted hers for fear of harassment. It was put out there as a little loophole to get Smash's address out there. She wants to play victim. We're seeing right through your fucking little tactics.
The line. And this is, I guess, where it becomes what Alyssa and her attorney are claiming are defamation.
So right there, you can see, I'm sure he's going to point it out right here, but that sucks dick for money line that Smash said right there, does sucking dicks in her off time for money. Somebody literally asked her on Twitter how'd she get into the industry. She deleted this tweet, by the way. She said, I suck dick. So it's there. So what? Huh? Answer that. You don't like people saying that, but you'll joke all day saying that, right? Or was it a joke? We don't know. Are you going to get people in court to do subpoenas to prove whether you've sucked dick or not? Like, this whole thing is so fucking stupid. It's a waste of time and resources. And to be honest, the only people crying about it are you and your white knights.
The 30th of March, 2024, Tarzia posted horrification. What's that? Like what Alyssa Mercante does?
This guy can't even read.
Sucking dicks in her off time for money. Then on April 1st.
So real quick, so he brought that up. Now, I'm going to put the screenshot of the tweet where she literally answered somebody saying she sucked dick is how she got into the gaming industry. And tell me if somebody's going to be in a court and see this lawsuit and then see what she says and think that there's any grounds to stand on it. On top of her admitting that she was a digital cam girl and the way that she was being sexually suggestive with these two gentlemen, and also admitted that it just depends on who's being sexual towards her. That if it's somebody she doesn't like or somebody that she's creeped out about, it feels like assault to her. Like, shut the fuck up, basically. Like, you know, like, cringe.
He said Alyssa has since come forward stating she used to be a sex worker sucking for money before working at Kotaku. On the same day, he repeated the claims on his website. Then he repeated them again on a channel at the 1st and 3rd of May of that same year. Such conduct, says the lawsuit, constitutes the crime of prostitution under New York penal law. He's defaming her, says the lawsuit, because he's claiming she...
Like, look how above and beyond Mr. Captain Savaho is going for her. Again, I want to reiterate, this guy in Review Tech USA were white knighting for her, and they both were on Local Tech Talk last night.
She's a prostitute. And when she came on my show, she said this.
What I did, because I did briefly do cam work, just like digitally stripping. Not even really.
Like cam girl stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Years and years ago when I first graduated from postgrad, I probably did it not very long. It kind of gave me the ick.
Right.
And I've
kind of gave me the ick, but she was the girl that on Giant Bomb's couch said this. So she prides herself on being slutty. At some point in David Jaffe's thing, she said she was a horny little monster or something to that effect. So what are you? Are you horny or are you icky about it? Like, you literally have prided yourself on being a former sex worker several times on your tweets that a lot of them have been deleted.
I've openly spoken about it, but it was getting twisted, and
of course it's getting twisted.
It still is twisted to where people believe not only that I was a prostitute, which is very different, but that I have performed sexual acts to get my job or to get money, and none of that is true. So that is damaging.
Now, if you look up the definition of prostitution, barring very specific edge cases, which, and I don't mean...
And again, let me reiterate, this guy's video is getting dislike bombed to high hell. All right. I don't know what this guy thinks he's doing defending this person, but to steal a phrase anytime that I try to defend somebody like Melanie Mack, Mercante's not going to have sex with you. If that's what you think it's about, Mr. Jaffe.
You know, like that, you filthy person. Very specific edge cases, of which this is not. Prostitution requires physical contact. So if you are bartering services, goods, money.
And this guy, I think he has autism too, because every time he starts to go off about something on any topic, if you go and watch his streams, he just drabbles on and on and on about other examples and other things that have nothing to do with the current situation, almost to a point where I think he almost hopes you start to tune out, so it sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
For sex, that falls into the definition of prostitution, and yes, that is illegal in most parts of America, including New York. Being a cam girl, which is what she was, is not prostitution. Okay, so that's, you know, and he says it, you know, a lot, apparently, according to the lawsuit.
Here's the thing. He just said a lot, apparently, according to the lawsuit. To my knowledge, I think outside of him just saying she sucked dick, that was only a response to the tweet that she said. And that she was a sex worker because that's what she called herself. I don't ever recall him saying that she was a prostitute in those exact words. It's so weird that they want receipts, but when these people show receipts, they show Grok. Like, this is a Grok AI response that he's showing for the answers. Show some screenshots, Jaffe. If you're going to be calling Smash a liar, show some screenshots, you fucking dumbass. Why doesn't Mercante show some screenshots either?
He literally writes on his post on his channel stating that she used to be a sex worker, sucking dick for money before working at Kotaku. Okay, so if you agree with the legal definition, and if not, take that up with your congressman or your lawyer, we can agree that this statement,
because I did briefly do cam work, just like digitally stripping,
is not her blowing up her lawsuit. You may think being a cam girl is shameful, of which I would say I think you're an idiot, but
this guy sucks. This guy sucks so bad, guys. This guy's a clown.
That aside, you have a right to think what you want about other people's choices, but what you don't have a right to do, at least in America, is say just because you don't agree with them morally, it is equivalent to a law being broken. The other thing is the sucking dick part. Now, this is the tweet that is referenced, I believe.
Oh, there he goes. He did the work for me. She literally posted this. She literally posted this.
In the lawsuit. Obviously, now maybe he's got another tweet, but this is the tweet that she mentioned on the show, and this is the tweet here. So has she said she sucked to get the job at Kotaku? She did say that. Did she make it clear both here on my show and also just anybody with a freaking brain would know she was being sarcastic and she was...
So how do you know Smash wasn't being sarcastic when he said it? Even if he wasn't, guess what? You have the right to say the things that you want. Especially if dumbass is tweeting that in the first place. You can't say something and then get mad when other people say it.
Was joking.
But I saw a tweet you made saying that when somebody asked you, and you're smiling right now because you know what's coming. Somebody asked you, how did you get into this industry? You said you suck. Is that true? And if not, then, I mean, and if it is, then why are the people who are accusing you of that wrong?
I didn't see this part of the interview. That's fucking awesome. Whoever that guy is calling her out, thank God. You know that fucking bugged her. Did you see that felt on her face?
Is it true she made the tweet, or is it true she did that?
Yeah, is it true she made the...
See, this is where they go into the semantics, all right? She made the fucking tweet. You cannot be upset that people are using that tweet against you.
Tweet, and if it's true that she made that tweet, which I know it's true because I've seen it, then aren't they justified in saying that you made it to the top by sucking people?
My guess is it was clearly a joke if you made the tweet.
Okay, and I'm joking too. Prove that I'm not. Prove that Smash wasn't joking. See how things work? Right? See how things work?
That's a good
Maybe
guess.
not. She's very sex positive. So, listen, did you say that? Did you tweet that out?
That tweet that you've seen, I think hyperbole is a lost art.
You see how she stumbles? It's weird how hyperbole works for them. They're allowed to have hyperbole. They're allowed to joke. They're allowed to passively aggress, tweet at people and stuff. But if you dare do it, or you criticize, or you joke on them, you're harassing them. You're targeting them. You're part of a hate campaign. Fuck off.
The JT guy would have to somehow prove that
The JT
most
guy.
people would look at this and assume that this is a serious answer to a question of how you got your job at Kotaku.
And guess what? You and America, whoever, will also have to prove that Smash isn't being sarcastic saying it either. It works both ways, guys. It works both ways.
Her simply bringing up a tweet that's already been out in the public that clearly was a joke, whether you think it was or not.
Mr. fucking White Knight. Guys, this guy sucks. This guy will go and bend over backwards and do fucking dog tricks for anybody that's woke and progressive. And try to hide it as, oh, I'm trying to be fair and get all sides and be informed and all this. This guy sucks.
Her talking about the tweet that everybody has access to didn't blow up her lawsuit because it was already in the public discourse.
And everything else that we've criticized and give her backlash about is in the public discourse too. And usually, most of the time, it's our opinion on stuff that she said herself. So tell me how that's slander or defamation. This guy's only heard her side because he's biased against her, guys.
And her saying that she had been a cam girl does nothing to blow up the lawsuit. So when Alyssa came to me and we were talking about coming on the show, I mean, I went to her and said, will you come on the show? But she came to me and said, yeah, but I'm going to do it, but I can't talk about the lawsuit. It's not like she entered into this like a moron. She's a very smart lady. She's like, yeah, of course, here are the things I can't. Don't ask me about Jeff, which I didn't. Don't ask me at the lawsuit, which I didn't. People...
No, Jaffe. She's not going to fuck you, bro.
called in and I made it clear she can't really get into that, and whatever she did want to talk about was she brought up.
I think hyperbole is a lost art.
Look at her, man. Don't you just cringe looking at how unself-aware she is, how she doesn't realize how insufferable she is, how much of a Streisand effect she's caused towards herself, her rules for thee but not for me mentality that she has. Hyperbole is a lost art, Mercante, and guess what? You came to my chat, you stuck around in the chat, and you cried that I sexually harassed you when I was being hyperbolic. Prove that I was being real. Prove that I was meaning what I was saying. You see how that works? You can hide behind jokes, hyperbole, and all of your other excuses, but when people do it to you or people criticize you, it's the end of the world. Plus, you look like the Joker with that makeup on. Just saying. Boom! I wanted to use that little Locale Live stinger right there for some time. All right, here we go. Did it again. All right.
And I think jokes are often misunderstood online, but I also can't speak about it that much for a lot of reasons.
You want us to give you a technical look?
She can't speak on it because she really doesn't have any grounds for it. Like, it's frivolous.
Hyperbole?
I know what hyperbole means, and it's fair enough. I'm just saying, so people calling you out, because, not everything is understood through, text. People saying you suck your way to the top. It's not them
You can see how bothered she is just because she was asked that.
lying. It sounds true. You wrote it, and if you're saying it's a joke, you could have clarified that.
There is a very valid reason why I can't clarify that, and I can't speak to it anymore. But
there's a valid reason why she can't clarify that, can't speak to it anymore. Why? What's the valid reason? Because it would ruin your case if you spoke on it.
Hopefully in due time, people will learn that.
She's not a moron, okay? So...
Oh, God.
If you're trolling, I get it. Haha, well, you got to win for your little buddy who you think really likes you and you're in a weird parasocial relationship with because your own parents and your brother and your friends really secretly hate you. I get it.
You see that? That's how these people act. That's how they insult. They say parasocial, your family and everybody hates you. No, Jaffe. You're the one that nobody likes. You're the island of irrelevancy. You're the one that's alone in this. You're part of the little white knight Mercante brigade now. I don't know if you think that you look good while doing this, but you don't. You don't. And my suggestion would be, in my opinion, to stay as far away as you can from this individual. And people are like, oh, 8-Bit Eric aspires to be like Smash. Don't you know me and Smash didn't get along for like fucking 6 years? Does nobody remember the lore? That me and Smash literally went on podcasts debating each other. We've had heated crash outs against each other, tweets against each other. It wasn't until recently that we actually started being cordial with each other. And I could have been like, fuck Smash against this stuff. But no, I've seen Mercante. I've interacted with Mercante personally to the point where I'm like, wow, this lady just overall attacks everybody.
But if you actually think you've got the skinny and you're being told the truths by these people.
So he's trying to say that you guys watching this are stupid, that you're not intelligent enough, that you're being parasocial with us and you're not able to think for yourselves. They don't think that you could form an opinion on Alyssa for yourself or Jaffe.
I would advise you, I'll put a link below in this video, to read the lawsuit for yourself and then ask yourself, are they dealing with you in good faith, or are they simply there trying to make you give them money or motivate you to give them money? So
a lawsuit, or at least a letter like that, doesn't show all sides of the equation. It's her argument only, guys. So you can look at it all you want, but I suggest you also take a look at Smash's coverage, everything that he's written. His attorney actually wrote a response to her original cease and desist letter, debunking all of her original claims. There's a lot of stuff in this legal letter, such as her blaming her losing her job on Smash. for basically, I guess, amplifying Destiny, the Omni Liberals' sentiments about Hassan and her interactions with Hassan at TwitchCon, which I don't know how that works out. How Smash was to blame about something that the Omni Liberal Destiny did. That's so fucking weird. But yeah, guys, this legal letter, this lawsuit that's out there that you guys could go and look at, that's just her side of the story. And it's not any form, shape, or manner a guilty verdict on Smash, because this still has to go to court or even settlement or be dismissed at this point. Just because somebody has a lawsuit against them, just because there's accusations, doesn't mean somebody's guilty. They're treating it like Smash is guilty. That's why we're calling it a frivolous lawsuit, because a lot of this stuff, on record from Coleman, who's Smash's lawyer, has already said that this is frivolous himself. So I'm sure if Coleman knew that this was a lawsuit that Smash couldn't win, he wouldn't be sticking up for Smash as good as he is at this point, which I think he's doing a fantastic point. But again, people like Jaffe, like Mercante, they just want their side of the story out there. At the end of the day, they're just trying to poison the well and make it seem like people that criticize her are liars, stalkers, obsessed. That's why they're muddying the waters, and it's not going to work out good for them. It's not going to work out good for Review Tech USA either.
So you feel like you are not alone and you are being heard. And again, don't come to my channel. Don't come to Alyssa's channel. You don't have to watch my, I mean, I'd love you to, but I'm not your alternative. I'm not like, hey, okay, Jaffe says don't go there, come here. No, go find someone. Find the most shit that I find offensive in the world, but at least make sure they're being honest with you.
See, that's when they say make sure somebody's being honest with you, there's no way that works in any shape, form, or fashion, because people are entitled to say what they want. They're allowed to have their own opinion. It's up to you to form your own off of what I'm saying. Like, nobody deals in absolutes, guy. You could change your mind on a whiff of a dime like that. People form opinions based on their experiences, their interactions with somebody, their past history, their biases, and stuff like that. The only people not being honest with themselves is you, Jaffe.
That's the main thing. Because, come on, man. Y'all got to be smarter. Because if you fall for these fucking...
He just flat out said it. You got to be smarter. Now he's going to say, if you fall for these people, you're not smart. Look.
Morons.
Look.
Y'all got to be smarter, because if you fall for these fucking morons,
that was it. That literally was the mask off moment right there. You guys got to be smarter, because if you fall for these morons, you got to fall for them, guys. You only got to listen to Jaffe and Mercante's narrative, nobody else's, because you can't form your own opinion, guys. That's what they feel about you. If you're not woke, you're stupid. That's the mask off moment right there.
You know, you're going to fall. There are a lot smarter people out there trying to fucking bamboozle you, man. Be careful.
Wow. Guys, he said a whole lot of nothing. He said a lot of words, but it was all nothing. What? Read this frivolous lawsuit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Jaffe's a clown. I can't believe they're allowing Review Tech USA and Jaffe to try to ruin Tech Talk. It's a show literally about tech, and you know deep down inside they wanted to bring up this whole Smash stuff, because a couple episodes ago, he was literally trying to use Smash talking about Jaffe's kids on a docket. Embarrassing.